Hello, hey friends. So this is episode 1 of Marketing Masters, Lessons from the Frontlines. So the purpose of this episode series, this podcast, is all about interviewing and learning lessons from other agency owners, other experts in the agency world. Because as for myself, I've been running an agency, my own agency for, I would say, almost 12 years now. And it's one of those things where I wish I had a lot more information back then, kind of learn from other experts. Sure, there's of course books, and there was some information online, but 10, 11, 12 years ago, there just wasn't as much as there is now. And even still, there's still some lack of experience, and knowledge from others, and being able to dig deep into some of the experts, thought process in the beginning, so the past, the present, and the future, I believe is absolutely crucial. So I hope that through this series, through this podcast, I'm able to share that knowledge to the world, to other agency owners that are either just thinking about starting, or they're established, they've been in it for a few years and looking to take it to the next level, or even ones that are near, like, hey, I'm ready to exit. I'm ready to wrap up my agency, and maybe I'm even thinking about transitioning and handing off the reins to the next generation, right? So with that being all said, I guess I put myself in the hot seat for episode 1, go through it, eat my own dog food, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So usually the first question will be, just a little bit about the agency, kind of how it got started. So I started the agency back in 2011, and it was almost by accident. I didn't really plan on starting an agency. I was working a full-time job in the corporate world, and I was doing side projects, here and there, like small website projects, IT projects, and I had one client that came to me, and it was Greg. Thanks, Greg, if you're listening to this. You've been an inspiration to where I'm at today. And he gave me the opportunity to say, hey, okay, well, Dave, I have a web project, but also I have this facility that I need help with IT work. And back then, I was like, okay, sure, why not, right? I'll do the work, some extra income on the side and level up my skills. Well, what that turned out to be was a 9 to 5 during my day and a 6 to midnight shift. Did that for almost 3 months, and got to a point where I had to make a choice. Either I climb the corporate ladder, or I start my agency and start my business. So of course, I went ahead and started the agency, and I haven't looked back since. And that's kind of how it started. In the beginning, I didn't even know much about marketing or sales. I didn't even know what a chamber of commerce was. So once I found that out, I started networking and started connecting with others. So what really motivated me to start the agency was I saw my parents, and I'm a first generation, and seeing my parents struggle through, starting a restaurant, starting a business on their own. And I knew eventually I wanted to be an entrepreneur, a business owner, but I didn't know what. And the opportunity came up. I'm like, okay, let's do it. So that's what motivated me to start. Biggest challenges, as I mentioned, didn't have any idea really what sales and marketing was. I was comfortable coding websites. I was, working in front of a computer, but as a business owner, as an agency owner, I needed to get out. I needed to let people know, hey, these are the services that we're offering. This is what we can do for you for the exchange of money, right? And didn't have that skill set, so just had to learn really, really quickly. Overcoming those challenges was basically talking to a lot of people, reading a lot of books, and and talking to mentors. Going through that, just not giving up, just keeping at it, was really the key. What advice would you give someone who is thinking about starting their own agency? Well, have a clear plan. This is really common. Have a niche, and no need to rush into it, but still at the same time put constraints. Don't say, oh yeah, I will start an agency. I will start it. Well, make it a smart goal, right? Have a time frame, and have a clear direction, and also review like your progress. Like, am I making steps towards my goals? And that way you don't look back like a year later, 2 years later. Time really flies, and you're like, hey, I wanted to start the agency, but other things came up, and just totally sidetracked it. And I don't want you to regret it 10 years later, like, man, I should have started the agency before I had kids, before I got married, stuff like that. So I'm not saying you can't start even if you're married or have kids. It's just a little easier. What would you say are some of the biggest challenges we're facing now as an agency? Well, our agency right now has we're a team of 13, and it's just the balance for myself of balancing, all right, well, there's operations, and there's all these different roles, right? There are departments, there's marketing and sales and operations and HR and legal, right? All these pieces working together, and managing and trying to get away from the day-to-day and really focusing on the overall side of the business, and then focusing in on the department that really needs me the most. So in this case, like, I'm starting a podcast. I'm creating a lot of content on YouTube. So really my main focus now is in marketing. So just really some of those challenges is just balancing your own time, and then balancing the resources that you have available to you. Sharing some lessons that I've learned running an agency is that not every day is the same, and things come up. Of course, just like with any business, there's fires, and it's important to manage that stress and manage that workload by being as prepared as possible. And that comes with experience, but of course, just planning a step or two ahead. You don't have to necessarily plan like 10, 20 steps, because then next thing you know, you're spending time on planning, but you're not spending time on really doing the work or executing, right, of the present day. So it's just that balance of planning for scenarios, and then and also executing on things that the business needs. And also periodically, at least once a month, just looking back at all of the steps taken, the actions taken. All right, the choices that I made, was it the correct choice? You don't want to just be so focused moving forward and turn around and look back like, whoa, what happened, right? Just pure chaos behind you. You want to look back with a cadence, like every month, even every week, and say, all right, did I make the right decision? Or after every project, did I make the right calls? Did I quote the project correctly? Did I estimate the project correctly? Did I hire the right resources? Did I put the right people on the right seats, right, in the bus, to ensure the success of the project or the organization? So there's that evaluation. And if not, of course, there's training, and then there's adjustments, to the org. Let's see. How do you manage your team and keep them motivated? So definitely a great book, 21 Laws of Leadership, and one of the laws is law of the picture. And most people, I would say almost all, wouldn't want to follow a leader that says, "Oh yeah, do what I tell you to do, but don't do don't do what I do." Right? Don't do what I do. Do what I tell you to do. So setting a good example. Whatever you said, let's say you're at 100%, right? It's unreasonable to ask everyone that you're managing, that's following you, to do exactly what you do at 100%. So they might meet your expectation at 80%, and then your leaders that you're managing below that, let's say they're at the 80%, from a perspective of you, they might be another reduction of 20%. So if you look all the way down, the representation of what you envision and what you want, all the way down to the levels of management, it might be all the way down to 60% or 40%. Now, this is from your viewpoint and expectations. It doesn't have to be that way either. You cannot expect everyone to be you, but also everyone in the organization can bring value. So going back to the motivation, some of the things that we do is team get-togethers, really valuing individuals and their growth, and ensure that they succeed, not just in the organization, but in themselves. Be able to succeed beyond the organization. I talk about like what ifs, right? What if the company doesn't make it, the agency doesn't make it? I feel comfortable and I'm able to sleep at night knowing that all my team members is able to find other opportunities because of the skills and the education and the training they have obtained through working here. So it's just that mindset. What strategies do you use to attract and retain clients? I would say, of course, good quality work, but transparency and good communication. That's one of the pieces that I harp on. It's surprising, a lot of agencies and organizations, they don't think about communication. It's that simple of just saying, all right, this is what I received. Let's say we received a email request. Just number one, acknowledging it, then letting, if the project manager is taking in the information, letting one of the developers or designers, assigning it to the resource, and then giving updates periodically, unless it's just it's a short one, it's done, and then of course explaining to the client, all right, well, this is complete, right? And then explaining what either if it's an issue, explain what went wrong, or if it's just an update, or if it's something that we've added value to, like, hey, this is complete. I've also done this, and this, because I feel that this is a good fit for the page or for your brand or for your business, right? Just really adding a value. So under promise, and this is all part of like under promising, over delivering. And the simple promise is, so the next question would be, what trends are you seeing in the agency right now? Well, I see a lot of trends in AI. It seems like it can't get away from that. Just all over the news and all over boards and Facebook groups talking about ChatGPT or other AI tools. I would say the challenge now is just agencies are trying to see how to utilize AI. How does this fit in to the workflow? How will agencies change in the future, and the things that they'll need to do, they'll be responsible for. I really don't see that agencies are going away. It's more that the expectation is that their clients, our clients are going to expect a lot more value and a lot more, productivity done because of the help of AI doing a lot of the basics. Imagine like before having a calculator, right? You have to do the arithmetic manually. But now it's like you have this really powerful calculator and you can ask it questions and it will give you, well, for the most part, somewhat accurate answers. Not perfect, but it still is in its infancy, but it's better than nothing. So what piece of advice you wish you had when you were starting out? So I wish I had more mentors. I had one, but wish I had more. Reaching out and guiding me through that. It's like the best thing from, other than me jumping into a time machine and going back to my younger self, which is impossible. That would be the closest thing to it, is talking to someone that is a step or two ahead of you, finding mentors, right? Just where you want to be and a few steps right in front of you. And that type of mentorship will give you a lot better, like more actionable steps, rather than someone that, nothing wrong with like talking to someone that is way ahead of you, but just talking to surround yourself with people that you want to become and just a few steps right ahead of you, so you can learn and also learn from their mistakes and level up much quicker. What are some of the common mistakes I see new agency owners making? I see that they don't have clarity on who what their offer is, and who they're offering it to. Like what are they offering? What is the niche? What is the product or service that they're offering? So that's one of the most common mistakes I see. And because of that, it uses a lot of resources and energy trying to blast it out to everyone. So spend some time figuring that out. How can agency owners better serve their clients and grow their business? Well, as I mentioned earlier, it's communication and really getting to understand the client and staying on top, staying on top of like the pulse, right, of your clients, where they're going, what's the direction, what their needs are, what are their challenges. That's absolutely key. So now moving on to the rapid fire questions. So just go through some questions. I'll answer them really quickly and just keep going. First thing I do when I wake up in the morning, check out the phone. I know I shouldn't do that, but I do check the phone. Coffee or tea? I drink coffee, a lot of it. I love my coffee. What book are you currently reading? 21 Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell. Really good book. Let's see, one tool or software you can't run your agency without. I would say it's my MacBook. I carry it everywhere, almost everywhere, and I mean, it's I'm sucked into the Apple ecosystem, but I'm able to really do my best work with that laptop. Favorite social media platform for business? I would say Facebook, for me personally, and not probably what you're thinking of, not so much for posting, and just trying to market. It's the Facebook groups in itself, just going to groups and engaging with others and learning from others' experiences. That's been really, really helpful. What is the best advice you've ever received? I would say it was from my grandfather. It says, charity starts at home. Focus on yourself if you want to help others. Really focus on improving yourself. So as you improve, you're able to help others. It's like the mindset of drowning, right? If you don't know how to swim and someone's drowning, you jump in and try to save them, you'll make the situation worse. So make sure you know how to swim first before you save someone. If you weren't running an agency, what would I be doing? I would probably be starting other businesses, other than an agency type business, but running other businesses. Let's see. Favorite city I've ever visited? I would say Tokyo. I really like Japan in general. Really nice food, big tech hub, anime fan. So just really awesome city. And what is the best part about running an agency? Well, it's my team and having the freedom to dictate the direction and the future. And that's really exciting to me, to really be able to help and change the world, right? Rather than being stuck in just one thing. The sky's the limit. I have no restrictions, and I have an amazing team with me to help me along this journey. So final thoughts for the listeners. I hope episode 1 has been really helpful. And I did my best to provide as much value as possible, and I'll continue to do that through every episode and other additional YouTube content. And the next question is, where can our listeners find me online? You can of course reach out to me through my agency at dave@getdsm.com. That's my email, and the agency is Design Source Media. The website is getdsm.com, and I'll add all this information in the show notes. And then of course you can always please subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay on top of the new episodes that are being released. And I just want to say thank you for your time, and I hope to see you in the future episodes. And feel free to comment. I'll do my best to answer all the questions that you may have. Have a nice day. Bye.